All right, come on. All right, we're live on Hangouts anyway, and just waiting for good old YouTube to catch up, as always. Well, yep, there they go. We're live on YouTube as well. I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad I'm still allowed to do. Still allowed to do live broadcasting from my laptop anyway. They've stopped it from cell phones now, haven't they? Welcome live from the crossroads of America, a talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. We'll answer questions. You just put them in the chat or email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. We are simulcastly, how you pronounce it? I'm broadcasting on gun channels and YouTube at the same time. And I have a Patreon page and all that good stuff. And the audio files of all my shows are on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. This one will be on there within 24 hours of it ended. And at the moment, we got John Brown Productions, The Poor Conservative on YouTube. We got David Bolin, was a Muscle Dog Mafia, Sean Connery, Raphael on gun channels. So we're getting there. I think it's going to be a slow day anyway. I don't know. I just got this feeling it is. I mean, I know there's a chat going on right now, I believe. And a lot of people were over at the Tulsa Gun Show, Wanamaker. So it's just me and a couple of other people here in the chat. So let me introduce them. We got first one is the Patriot, and he's leaving us soon.
Well, it's 60 degrees outside today, which is crazy. I'm beside myself. It's so nice out, but everybody's got to have priorities. So I am here, Rick. Glad to be here. Hello, everyone.
And then we got the David Kingpin Bolin.
Hey, Rick, how's it going? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Good to see everybody out in the chat rooms.
Yep. I appreciate you being here. All right, I was noticing a couple of things that popped up. Was it yesterday or Friday night? Was President Trump is going to be speaking at the NRA at the end of the month. I wonder what kind of reception he's going to get. Makes me wonder.
Probably pretty good there.
Yeah, but a lot of NRA members are pissed at him, aren't they? Well, I am.
I don't know. I mean,
well, you're right.
It's kind of up in there. I mean, you got a lot of guys that they send in their stuff and they don't pay attention to anything. So I would say a vast majority of NRA people don't know what's going on and don't really pay attention to or care.
I was just going to say that. Like I mentioned this before. Like my cousins here, they have no clue what's going on in the Second Amendment arena, but they're President Trump and NRA supporters. So
Yeah, and if you watch any of the news, it has nothing to do with firearms. It's all about Mueller and this and that, and everything else. And so, I mean, even if you are, pro firearm and pro liberty and all that kind of stuff, if you're not, talking to people and actually listening to stuff and getting the information, reading and actually using words and conversations, you're not going to know anything. I mean, there's a lot of people, which, whatever, it is what it is. You go to a work, you do your job, you come home, eat, you yell at the kids and watch TV and go to sleep, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what normal people do.
Guitar Man Pete says the same people mad at the NRA are mad at Trump. Yeah, that's about right, but it's not enough to sway it, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be screaming and yelling at the NRA, whatever he says, And in a good way is what I'm saying, They'll be clapping him and cheering him, And he's going to do a good talk, So there we go.
Yeah, especially with the people at the NRA. I mean, they get so much venom thrown at them, anyways. I don't know if they can actually discern between, just the crazy anti-gunner person yelling at them and throwing stuff at them that they constantly have. I mean, if you follow them on any of the social media, NRA, and you look at the comments, even the pro-gun people that are saying anything that's kind of dissentful, I don't even think anybody will even notice it, because it's mixed in with the crazies.
Yeah,
that
right.
Don't like liberty and stuff. So I think, and that might just be an excuse. I'm sure that they do know, but they choose to look the other way because, as long as they're moving, they're moving. So,
yep.
I guess. I don't know. What do I know?
Well, same here. I don't know a lot either. If anybody wants to join the chat panel, I put the link on gun channels in the chat there. And you got anything to say on it, David? You think most of the people at the NRA are going to love the president?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a big, concert type of event, and it'd be interesting if he actually dove into some actual topics, like if he actually brings up the bump stock ban, if he actually brings up his statement of take the guns, due process later, if he actually brings up his support for the red flag bill, then see what the audience does. But I don't think that I don't think he's going to bring it up. I think it's just going to be a rah rah sis boom ba go team type of thing, and it'll just be another big concert event.
I agree. Did I lose you?
Did we lose Rick? Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Oh well, Muscle Dog Mafia has joined the chat. You want to go ahead and say hello?
How y'all doing, everybody? Rick, when you get back, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had this goddamn Mickey Mouse internet connection I got out here in the country. I'm on my cell phone right now using my mobile hotspot. So let's hope this works better. So sorry about that for disappearing there for a few minutes. So, but I'm back. And I didn't get to hear what you said, David. I lost you totally.
I was just saying that it's just going to be a pep rally. They probably won't delve into actually any serious topics, so it'll be a big concert event where everybody's cheering and clapping and yelling and having a good time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I agree with you.
Guaranteed they're not going to let anyone put forth any questions that are controversial, for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's a closed room, so it's not like it's just. I guess it's kind of not, because anybody can be a member, but I don't know.
Yeah. So we have the Muscle Dog in the room, and Dead Horse joined us too. How you guys doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Howdy.
My next topic here is California putting a stay on the magazine ban. Wasn't it the same judge who turned it over, put the stay on it as well? Or did I misunderstand that? Plus, I was listening to a few chats Friday night, and there's a lot of people out there think it's fishy, or there's conspiracy going on down there in California, why they did that. So like a 5-day window to let everybody buy 30-round mags, and they're going to turn around and make them all felons. That's what I'm hearing. What does anybody else think? What's happening down there?
Well, as a former resident of that commie state, I'll tell you something. The law enforcement in California, regardless of whatever some police chief might get up and say on television, they don't have the gall to go knock on doors, especially as they go further up north, because the further up north you get in California, the more good old boys that there are. So I wouldn't be too worried about them doing that. I think that this judge did the right thing and then felt some pressure, probably threatening his career, which caused him to back off. And that's a shame. But the genie's out of the bottle, and there's no way for them to track magazines. So they're not going to know when you bought it, how you bought it. It's a done deal.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, I mean, the argument he put forward when he overturned it, that, what was it, 86 or 96 pages? There was some good stuff in there. And if the Ninth Circuit does overturn it, that one's definitely got to go to the Supreme Court. But here's the question. Is California going to be taking any pressure from states like New Jersey, New York, Connecticut? That all have these magazine bans. Because if it gets overturned, all their gun laws go to hell too.
Well, I mean, they're already feeling pressure. That's why the judge reversed his ruling.
You know?
The other thing is, sure, they could change that. You know, even if California does get it changed, those other states are not going to just change it just because it, you know, somebody said, yep, that's against the law. Because obviously they've already pushed things already that are, you know, unconstitutional as far as, you know, how we see it. So they're going to actually have to be forced. So there's going to have to be probably litigation and stuff, you know, to have any of those states change, even if it does change. I mean, I don't see them volunteering anything.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It's I don't think it's any. I mean, I think it was done for. I don't know. I don't think they're trying to catch everybody out and turn them into felons. You know, as you said, I think it was more of a political move to save his career or something, or stop. What did somebody put in the chat here? By the judge putting a stay in it, kept the Ninth Circuit from giving what the AG wanted, where possession of mags would mean felon. You know, so you know, which is a good point. You know, because right now, even though you own the magazines you bought, you're not a felon at the moment. So, which is good. Yeah. Plus I mean, you guys can jump in anytime and say your piece if you want, but I'm just going through a bunch of stuff here that I got. I see that the final last thing against the bump stock got overturned, so that lost standing. So I don't know where it goes from here, but it's not a law; it's a change in the definition of a machine gun. So where do they go from here?
Well, it's a dangerous change in the definition, though. That's the thing, because the definition that they're working towards is anything that allows a gun to basically fire faster. And so I wouldn't be surprised if the next move is for them to start attacking modified triggers.
Yeah. All right. But mind you, Vanessa Kitty's got a good point thinking about this with that judge doing. I think he's doing it to save people from turning them into felons, making it a felony to own a 30-round mag. Because I mean, being a federal judge, that's a lifetime appointment, ain't it? So I mean, his job can't be threatened, any.
No, but you can always end up on the wrong side of the Democrats, and then somehow you commit suicide by shooting yourself in the back of the head twice.
Yeah, you got a good point there too. So, mind you, here, I mean, but with all this sort of like the bump stock thing getting stopped, the stay put on the magazines, I think this is going to wake California up. The people of California, you know, the gun people, the 2A stuff, get them, you know, get up and you know, get them jived up and ready to go.
That's a good opportunity.
Yes, it is.
If you're not awake before this and during this process, you should be now. And if you're not, then, you know, you better get out there and start talking to people.
Yeah. And also, I think we've had some luck in the courts on some, you know, cases. And Massachusetts filed for a cert in the United States Supreme Court. It's called is it Gold, Gould versus Morgan. It's because up in Massachusetts, to get a gun permit, you got to justify a justifiable need to carry, and they say that is not allowed. That's unconstitutional to ask somebody that. It's their right to carry if they wish, you know, under the Second Amendment. So we'll see how that. See if they get the cert see if they pick it up, because the only one they've picked up so far is the New York one, as far as I can tell. You know, I mean, if you guys want to jump in, go for it. All right, I'll just keep walking on.
I think that if, like with the California situation, the best case scenario, that goes to the Supreme Court rules in our favor, and then that puts a lot of pressure on like New Jersey and New York, because it's going to be harder for a lower court to uphold anything that the Supreme Court has already sided against. That's just, they can't do that. That's not in their authority. So that would be a huge swing for us. So we need another judge, is what it sounds like. I mean, one more judge and we would have the courts ticked in our favor.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, right now, people are saying they don't trust Kavanaugh and stuff like that. The one that personally myself, I'm more worried about Roberts than I am Kavanaugh. You know, because if you look at his past, I think it was you, David, wasn't it, in the chat the other night, was saying he's always been pro 2A in all his, what's the word for it, judgments they make?
Yeah, I think that was Black Cat that was saying that.
Oh, was it Black Cat?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, John Z is in the room. So, well, not the panel, but in the chat room. So, yeah.
I got something quick there.
Yes.
Rick. I'm about to have to jump off just because of the company.
Yeah.
But I know that Mr. David there can speak to it. Recently, I put out a video, and I've had kind of a repeal the Second Amendment guy comment, and I've kind of asked everybody to kind of go over there and talk to him and kind of get a conversation or whatever. And it's been going pretty good. And so if Dave wants to talk about that, that would be cool.
Other than that,
I'm going to have to take off.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you Wednesday.
Sounds great. Have a
Patriot.
great weekend, everybody. Get outside and enjoy this weather, unless it's snowing where you're at.
Have a good day, man.
Later, fellas.
All right. So, how's that conversation going over there on his thing, David?
Well, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all. For me personally, it's been going pretty well. I've actually had a pretty decent set of dialogue going with the person, and it seems like there's a couple other people that have as well. And then there was one specific person that was kind of took a shot at the guy, and the person didn't really like it very much. So the last message that they sent me was, read the above comments, and that's the reason that I'm not going to talk to you guys anymore. And so I put down another reply, and still haven't heard back from him yet. But it was a really good opportunity. You know, we always talk about we got to get together. We got to get together. We got to have one voice. We got to have one direction. This, that, and the third. And, you know, I think G Webs is pretty straight on about it. You know, he always says that, you know, we're never going to agree on everything, but we can at least grab the rope and pull it in the same direction.
Yeah.
And that was a good opportunity for us to grab a rope and start pulling in the same direction. The guys' comments are still over there. Maybe if somebody else can go over when it's Patriots last Every Second Matters for the April Every Second Matters video down in the comment section. That's going to be impossible to miss.
Okay.
But go over
Actually,
there
I'm
and
check it out
engage.
because I haven't checked it out yet.
And you know, the person wasn't slinging mud at me, and it was, you know, your pretty average anti-gunner type of statement. You know, the government is great, and you know the government needs to be able to do these kinds of things and those kinds of things. But the dude is willing, well, at least was willing to engage. You know, a couple people sent him messages, and he replied to everybody. And the messages between the two of us were, you know, quite long. So hopefully he'll read the last message I sent him and he'll reply to me and we can keep the conversation going.
Yeah. The one who said the one that didn't come across right, is that message still up there too? Or did Patriot read it?
Yeah, you'll see it as you go read through it, and he even says if you read the message above this one that I just posted, you'll see why I stopped talking to you guys.
Mm.
And it's not like the person like came out and attacked him, but it was some of the regular kind of stuff that people say, and
Yeah.
the person just really wasn't interested in having that kind of stuff thrown in their face. But
Oh yeah.
you know, that's also a learning curve for us. You know, we
Absolutely.
had that opportunity. Here's where it was succeeding. Here's where it started to fail. Look at where it started to fail, and don't do that next time.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested, that's on Patriot in the Dark's last Second Amendment video he put out, right?
Yeah, it's his April Every Second Matters video.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about this particular situation, but this is why I always ask people when you're talking to anybody who's on a different viewpoint or side of you, you know, be it 2A or anything else, try to approach the conversation like you were talking to somebody at a bank that you wanted a loan from. Because that's what we're asking for. We're asking for them to loan us some credibility. You know, just like they're asking us to see their view, we're asking them to see ours. Approach it with the seriousness you'd have a conversation at a bank with. Because we get mad when they say the same stereotype points to us and the same nonsense figures that we know aren't true. It doesn't do us any favors to turn around and say the same exact, stereotype things that everyone's already said to them. Bring them a mature conversation that's reasonable, and we will win way more people, or at least get them to back off of attacking us if we come at it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Hang on, Vanessa Kitty had trouble last night at the Dollar General whilst I was buying cola. Hence the reason to always carry. The amount of cops that showed up for one bad individual was interesting. Was it? It wasn't you that was in the trouble itself, were you, Vanessa? You know, I'm sorry. I just read that. I wondered if she was the one or it was somebody actually just in the store. So, all right. What else I got on my list here? Anybody from Texas? I read this morning that constitutional carry is dead in Texas and ain't going to make it this year because somebody showed up at somebody's house and that pissed them off. So one of the lawmakers showed up at some other lawmaker's house, and they didn't think that was the right thing to do. They should keep it in the state house, not make it personal. Oh,
Yeah.
Vanessa said no, it wasn't her personally. She was trying to leave the store, but the cops had it all blocked off. So
Yeah, I mean, there again, that situation in Texas. This is why we have to encourage people to try to act professionally. We don't like it when they come and we hear about them showing up at places that the conversation doesn't belong at. We wouldn't want them, standing at our front door, banging on our door to try to shove their point of view down our throat. So we shouldn't be doing the same things to them. All it took was, and I hate because the guy's name is McNutt, but all it took was one bad nut to ruin it for everybody.
yeah, okay. So Guitar Man Pete said, Speaker Bonin lied, and what's I'm trying to think what else he said here. And Midnight Rain said, no, a gun pro guy showed up at a congressman's home. So I don't know, but all I read was whatever happened, they said that the constitutional carry bill is not going through this year. So it sounds kind of petty to me that that's what it was all about. So I don't know. I'm not in Texas. I'm here in Indiana, and they tried for constitutional carry. I mean, it was introduced back in January, and it's just sitting in committee. And I don't think that's going anywhere either. They're even trying to increase the because they have two licenses here. They have a what's the word for it? It's a 4-year license or a lifetime license, and they're trying to increase the 4-year to 5-year, and that can't even get through. And what I find strange is here in the state of Indiana, the state Senate and the state House are Republican controlled, and we got a Republican governor, I believe. So I just find it really strange and frustrating. So I don't know.
We got to be careful of, like Muscle Dog was just talking about, is wasting opportunity. Going back to like Patriots thing, we all talk about wanting to have that anti-gunner or the anti-freedom person, so we can have the conversation with them and share our thoughts and ideas and our facts and stuff like that. And then when we get one and we screw it up, and that's like he was talking about. Talk like when you get into one of these situations, act professional about it. Act like there's something that person wants that you need. Like he used the bank loan. You can't go into a bank and be like, "Give me some money," because I want it and because I deserve it. Because the bank teller is going to call the police on you and have you busted over the head and thrown out of the bank. But you go in there and you act professional and say, here's what I need, and here's what I'm going to do with it, and here's how I can pay you back, and what do you think? Then you got a better chance. When you got somebody, whether it's somebody you're talking to in a grocery store or on the internet or whatever, don't blow the chance that you got. When something lands in your lap that you've been waiting for, that you said that you wanted, don't screw it up. And I get it, things happen, passions take over, da 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 da. But when you intentionally just blow it up on your own, then did you really want that opportunity in the first place?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, anyway, another good note on the plus side to us is Idaho. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, Idaho extended constitutional carry to 18 to 20-year-olds, which I thought was pretty good. So, so there is some little wins. We're getting little wins here and there. Which to me is a good sign. Even though it looks doom and gloom, we are taking little bites out of them. And you keep taking little bites, eventually we'll have the cookie back, won't we? You know?
Well, yeah, and that's just it. Is like you talk about, we have these little victories. Anytime anything negative happens in the gun community, just if you use YouTube as the core sample, every gun channel comes out and makes a big deal out of it. But when we do have any kind of victory, you get maybe one or two channels out there that will actually talk about it, and usually they talk about it in passing. We need to make just as big a deal about when we win something as when we lose, because one thing about people is that everybody wants to be on a winning team. And maybe we can't get certain people to take our side. Maybe certain fence sitters won't move when we tell them about the problems we're facing. But if they come across a video or they overhear a conversation where we're celebrating something that we won, that's a way that we might get a fence sitter to come down to our side, because they want to be part of that winning team. And they're like, oh, look, these, I'm not sure about this, but they obviously have things going for them. Positivity attracts positivity.
And, may I address something Patrick just put out in the chat? He said, so when is it time to not be nice? Being nice and politeness hasn't got much headway in the past years. And I totally agree with that. Nice guys finish last is a saying for a reason. But if look at anything like rallies or anything like that, or me specifically, I go down and get up in my governor's face, and I got my AR-15 strapped to my back, and I'm screaming at him, "Shall not be infringed," and all these kinds of things. What do you think the media is going to say about that? They're going to say a crazy gun nut threatened the governor and shows why you can't have AR-15s. But then the crazy Bernie Sanders supporter goes out and shoots up a bunch of people on a baseball field, and that's passion. That's energy. That's how much he cares. That's how dedicated he is to something. Those battles we're not going to win. Now, when it comes time to not be nice, like the guy in Roadhouse said, be nice until it's time to not be nice. And I don't know when it's time to not be nice until it becomes that time. But you also got to understand, as soon as you do something that can be construed as negative in any way, you're going to get blasted with it. And the media is never, ever, ever going to take our side. So as no matter how right on the side of law you are and the Constitution and human rights and all these other kinds of things, it's never going to come out that way when it hits the media.
On that note, I'm just going to say something. Think back to key figures in the last, 100 years who have really created social change. The figures that are household names. These aren't individuals who went out there and got into fistfights and bashed windows or anything like that. These were the people who stood there in the face of those actions and continued to try to be professional. Those are the people who made cultural swings and cultural moves. The media can only show so many times some anti-gunner, some freedom-hating protester screaming in the face of somebody who believes in freedom and wants their rights. If that person can hold their ground and maintain a professional demeanor, even in the face of that person screaming at them, they can only show that so many times before people are like, man, I don't want to be associated with those nut jobs. That's going to be how we have to win this long term.
Yeah. Now, Vanessa Kitty in the chat, she goes, when I saying about being the, she goes, oh, okay. What about the 70+ bills having to do with guns filed here in Connecticut? Do you think a constitutional carry law in your jurisdiction is a win? When you have no more semi-autos, rifles, or handguns to buy, will you still think constitutional carry was a win? And Midnight Range answered her, and he goes, I know it doesn't seem like it, but it has to be looked at as a win. A win doesn't mean we are winning, but it's still good. Yeah, I mean, that's about right. I mean, anything anything positive is a win in today's arena, I believe. Be positive and stay motivated.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, I don't know how many of you played sports out there. I imagine everybody played some sports at some point. If you're the last guy up to bat, and after you bat, the game is over and your team's going to lose no matter what you do you just walk off the plate? Do you purposely strike out? No, you still try to hit for the home run. You take the little win that you can win, that you can take, even if you're going to lose that battle.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, because if we don't take it as a win, you know, we're going to be so negative and down. It's I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You know,
well,
I think
I'm going to look at it like this: if we don't acknowledge our wins and we only acknowledge our losses, then it looks like we've never won, and it looks like we're fighting against something that cannot be beaten. But if we celebrate even a little win when we're surrounded by losses, then we proved that we can make that monster bleed. And if we can make it bleed, we can kill it.
absolutely. And I think, like in California with that magazine ban, I think that's the start of the cut in California's gun laws. And if that can get to, I mean, even if it gets to the Ninth Circuit, right, and it stays or it's over, if it stays, right, it doesn't go statewide, but somebody, for argument's sake, in Connecticut can file a lawsuit and use that as a precedent, is that the word, or whatever, that in the Ninth Circuit, this was deemed unconstitutional, you know, but then if it goes to the Supreme Court and it's picked up and they vote that it is unconstitutional, then, as I said earlier, Connecticut's, New Jersey's, and all them other states that have magazine limit bans and shit, all that house of cards falls away, you know, and that will. So they even though it only lasted 5 days so far, it's only a stay. Doesn't mean it's been overturned. You know, I mean, that to me, that is a win. That's a big win in California. I mean, just what was it? Just a few years ago, they thought Illinois was dead and gone. Move out. It's a lost cause. But I mean, they got concealed carry and all that kind of stuff, which nobody ever thought they would get. You know.
Yep. So, like I say, all we got to do is show that we can hurt them, and use that as a rallying point. Let's stop rallying around our losses and start rallying around our wins and try to steamroll those wins.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Vanessa says, I am not negative. I'm doing everything in my power to buy legal assault weapons here. I will buy a bolt-action assault weapon to prove the point. Oh, yeah. I know, Vanessa. I mean, you're up there, and who else is there in Connecticut that's big on that? Cycle Camp. I mean, you two up there, I mean, you're fighting the cause up there in Connecticut. You know, I lived in Connecticut for a few years before I moved into Rhode Island, so I know what you're going under. You know, I have friends that still live in Connecticut, and it ain't easy for them. You know, and as I said, they just put, what was it? I think you said it was, they put in 70 new gun bills this year or something. I mean, it's really, it's getting nitpicky, or it's getting pathetic. But that's even like the United States House of Representatives. Since the Democrats taking control, they've put in gun bills. There's so many gun bills that they've introduced. Some of them haven't even come to light yet that we've seen in the public. You know, it's it's unbelievable what they're coming out with. You know, so
Rick, you just said something that I want to hit on, and this is where I think the biggest difference between people from the more conservative or constitutional side differ from our opponent is we have a tendency to think in terms of myself. I'm doing everything that I can do. It's my rights. We think in those terms. We have to recognize our enemy does not think in the terms of self. They identify with their whole group, and they use the format of we. And that's why we have to gather around our wins and celebrate them as a us, as a we, because we will put that much stronger of a front, and we'll be fighting then on more equal terms if we approach it with that mentality. Because when we approach this as an individual mentality, it comes off that way, and it looks like one individual against the mob. And we have to balance that scale by changing that mindset of how we approach things.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Real quick, before we move on, I just want to do my answer to. I have the swag pack that was the prize for last week. It's all kinds of goodies in here. I just got, it's ready to go. I just got to put the winner's address on it. And the question was, I wanted to know in the TV show Kojak, what were the main two weapons that he carried? And I gave a little clue on Wednesday, and I said they were both the same make. And one was a Smith & Wesson Model 15, and the other one was a Smith & Wesson Model 49 Bodyguard. That was the answer. And I'm very disappointed in you guys out there. Or you guys must be real young and don't remember the show Kojak. I had precisely 2 entries. So, it's a 50-50 chance on which one of you is going to win. So, I'm going to draw now. Unknown user is the winner. There we go. And Southpaw RX, is it RX? Was the other one. It was the other entrance. So, unfortunately, my random picker, so unknown user's the winner. So, there we go. And while I'm at it, this week, I forgot to get the question for this week, but I come up with a real easy one. And I've got one of these, what do they call them, lanyards here. My little trading card, I only got a few of those left. My stickers, I got a Geesley patch. I've got some business cards here. I've got Don't Tread on Me sticker. Clover Tech card. Oh, got a little hard drive here, and it's for HS position there. But you can erase that and fill it up with something else if you want. And the coolest part of this whole package is this patch here. Keep calm. It's only a flesh wound. I love that. So that's the prizes for this week. And the question is real easy. As most of you know, I mainly do live stuff Wednesdays and Saturdays. I make very few videos nowadays. I need to get back into doing it. But people want me to do food ones. But I don't know. I'm not the chef. Midnight Range is the chef. All I do is make lunchtime sandwiches. But the question for today is, and it's mail-in question, the Rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. The question is, the last video I made, what was the title? Email me at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. And I only made it a few days ago. So that's the question. What was the name of that video I put out? I'll give you a clue. It wasn't very long. So there we go. Okay, back to conversation. Where was I going? Dead Horse, you got any input on any of this we're discussing? About take the little wins and all that good stuff? He must have stepped out because he ain't answering me. What about you, Kingpin?
Yeah, I definitely agree. We've spent way too much time on the defensive, and like Muscle Dog said earlier, something bad comes up, and then everybody and their grandmother is up in arms about it. But it seems like we wait until the big thing happens. We definitely got to be on the offensive and start letting people know, okay, we fought off all this and we fought off all that, and you've won this, but we're drawing our line in the sand. We're no more. This is it. This is where we stand. And then when something positive does come up, like this California thing, spread it around. Say, hey, this is hope. This is a possibility. And if it ends up that we lose, hey, we fought a good fight. But if you've ever been in a fist fight and you've lost, but you didn't just curl up in a ball and let them kick on you until they decided to stop, you can at least say, I tried my best. Whether it's you get into a boxing match or anything, like he brought up a baseball game. If you're the last batter and you're losing 20-0, I mean, I'm an Orioles fan, so I'm familiar with this kind of stuff. You still want your guys to run the bases out. I don't care if you hit a ground ball back to the pitcher. Run to that first base. Run your best, like you got a chance to make it, because you never know what's going to happen. That pitcher could throw the ball into the stands, and bam, you're on second base before you know it. And other positive things can happen. So you definitely got to accept the positive, accept the negative things, learn from our mistakes, and highlight the things that we did right, and share the things that we did right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Vanessa said something good. She goes, "My whole life I've been defense." I mean, in the two-way gun community, it's been defense, defense, defense. It's hard to know how to be on offense, I think, because we've been always defending, always defending. We never been pushing to take it over the line, and I think we got a good chance here with California to get on the offense and keep pushing it, get them off their asses in California. Now that they've have a taste of what victory is like, hopefully the 2A community in California will keep it up and go after other stuff in that state, which between California and Florida, those two states, normally what happens in either one of those eventually happens across the United States. I've noticed. And just in the few years I've been doing guns, you know. So
Well, I
I've
mean,
lost this fight too, John. Yeah.
I think we have to learn not just from our mistakes, but we need to learn from what other groups have done. I mean, I come from not just being a part of the 2A community and being part of that fight, but I've been a part of the fight of people who've had to fight on the animal rights side against groups like PETA. And I'll tell you right now, we didn't save the horse racing tracks in California back in the early mid 90s when PETA was trying to close them all down. We didn't beat them back and save our racetracks by being out there and screaming and acting like fools. We beat them back by being as professional as we possibly could and showing a united front and doing the right things. We beat them by making them look crazy. And I've been part of fights with other things in the animal community, from BSL laws to dog sports organizations. And that's how we survive. That's how we've started to make progress in the last 20 years, has been by showing a united. We had to stop thinking in the individual sense. We had to start thinking in the group sense, and we had to start celebrating any little victory we could get, and we need to take that same mentality, I feel, in the 2A community, because we have to celebrate our wins to bring ourselves together. And then once we're together, we have to push those wins forward for greater victory.
Yep, yep. Oh, I know. Just for everybody's interested, talking about 2A stuff like this, tomorrow night on, I don't know if any of you guys listen to American Armed Radio, but the first hour, at 8 p.m. Eastern, it goes on. So what's that? 4 p.m. on the Pacific, on the down out there in California. I can't remember what the difference is on hours there. But Alan Gottlieb is going to be the first, guest, and of course he is the co-founder of the Second Amendment Foundation. And right now, they have 38 2A cases pending in courts all over the country. So, and from what I understand, he has got a lot of info this week to give out to people. So if anybody wants to hear it first, you can hear it tomorrow night on that show. I happened to listen to it the other night, and the what do you call it? The host of that show just happened to mention it, so I just thought I'll throw it out there. So every little win counts is what it comes. Hey, Alaskan, I sent you a link, an email. We lost Dead Horse. Oh well, damn, they done it to me again. I don't know what's wrong with Hangouts, but it keeps, like, my lower thirds here. When I set up my toolbox, it keeps canceling my toolbox on me. So when everything flips backwards again. So anyway, this is a little observation I've noticed. Also, I've noticed that is it true? I haven't tried it because I don't know how. I think I tried it once and it didn't work out so well. As I noticed, there was a couple of this all technical stuff here, not 2A, but that unless if you've got under 1,000 subscribers, you can't do live streaming from your smartphones anymore. Is that true?
That is true. They took that away from us.
Jesus Christ! I think that's so unfair. But well, I mean, all we can protest doesn't mean they're going to change their mind.
Well, the 1,000 sub mark is when you start getting monetized.
Yeah.
That's where they can threaten you. Either do what I say or we're going to take your money away. And they can't do that with me because I'm not monetized yet. So
I'm not either.
Well, one of the reasons I heard they're trying to decrease the live streaming, the amount of people who can live stream from their phone, has to do with the number of live streamed crimes that have happened.
Oh, yeah. Facebook is riddled with that kind of stuff. Facebook, they've got all kinds of people that have been shot and killed.
Oh, yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
But, it goes right back to the normal thing. They're gangbangers and troublemakers. That's why they're getting shot on Facebook, is because they talk a lot of trash. And then people who hate them see, okay, you're on 1st and 2nd Street and I'm going to come shoot you.
Yeah, so I heard that's one of the motivation factors why YouTube made that move, was because they've seen what happened on other platforms and they're trying to keep it from growing here.
Yeah, because even that one in New Zealand was streamed live. I don't know if it was. I think it was on Facebook, wasn't it? I don't know if it was YouTube or not. But that one was streamed live.
Yeah, that was streamed over Facebook.
Yeah. So, they're just making sure it doesn't happen on YouTube type thing. So, but Vanessa, you just can't do live streaming from your smartphone. You can still do it from your computer at home and your laptop and stuff. You just can't do it from a smartphone. So,
and you can still do your uploads and stuff via your cell phone. So, like, you can still shoot a quick video when you're somewhere and then choose to upload it. You just can't do it live.
And I think you can still, sort of like if somebody has over 1,000 subs and they're doing a live stream, I think you can still use your smartphone to join in the chat on that show.
Yeah, you just can't be the host.
Yeah, you just can't host it. So, but yeah, I still don't agree with it. But hey, it's a private company; they own it, so they can make the rules. I know that's a lousy answer, but it's the best one I can come up with at this moment. So, hang on. I got to write down unknown user before I forget who won the prize this week. Okay, there we go. All right. I mean, everybody must be out at Wanamaker outside. The weather's quite nice here too today. It's nice and sunny out there. It must be in the 60s today. Let me have a look. See, is it showing me? Yeah, it's almost 70 actually here, so it's not bad. And it's meant to be around the same tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to put my, as everybody knows, I don't know if everybody knows that since I had my hip operated on last summer, I can walk around a lot better. But I had a scooter for when I could barely walk. But I have a thing that slides into my what's the word for it? My hitch, which I can. It's like a ramp thing. I can load my scooter onto to take it places with me. Well, I'm putting that back on tomorrow because I'm going to take my scooter up to the NRA show. Because I mean, what was it? What is it? 11 acres of guns and stuff is what they're saying. And I even though I can walk now, I can't walk that far because it's not my hip that gives out on me; it's my back. So I'll be using my scooter. And is anybody going? Because I am going to the NRA show. I pre-registered, so they sent me I got my little pass thing today in the mail, and all that means is it's free anyway. But I don't have to stop and register before I go in. I can go straight through the door and go straight on in. So I just thought I'd make sense. But if everybody's going, let me know, and maybe we can hook up. So I'm debating. I need to know what day everybody's going. I was thinking of going on Saturday, but if it's a Sunday, I can change it and go Sunday. Yeah, Patrick says you definitely need your scooter at the NRA show. Yeah. That guy's wife is going. All right. That's great. I have to see if we can hook up somewhere because I know, you guys are busy doing all your stuff because you're getting big time now, Yeah, but anyway, also what I was thinking of doing was, so I got to put that back on. I don't like it. I wish I had one that would go, was electric that went up and down. Because unfortunately, with that way that thing sits up, when it's laying flat and you got the scooter on it, that's okay. I can open the tailgate, but when I don't have the scooter on it and I'm carrying it flat straight up, I can't get the tailgate open, so I have to let that down to open the tailgate. It's a real pain in the ass. But, I guess beggars can't be choosers. I mean, I got the scooter for free off of Medicare, so I can't complain too bad.
Well, sure, you could. You could always complain more and tell them to give you more free stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that guy's wife. Okay, I will let you know. We can hook up for shortly. Yeah, that'd be good. If anybody else is going, let me know. Because I'm going to be there. I gotta check too about parking. See how close I can get with my handicap placard. Oh, and I told everybody, didn't I? Did I have this last Saturday? I'm not sure if I did on my disabled hunter permit for Indiana. Let's get it inside the camera. Yeah. That's my card, and I displayed this in the window. It means I can drive and shoot from my cab on government land. State or federal. So I can drive onto so like if we're going to, for argument's sake, I mean, I can shoot from inside the cab if I need to, but even if, say, there's a tree stand or some kind of, what's the word for it? I've never hunted in my life, so this is going to be new to me. But even if you hide in one of those little tent things, say it's in the middle of you go down, say it's 2 miles in, but there's a road that goes alongside, I'm allowed to drive up that road and get as close to it as possible. I don't have to walk that distance, which I thought was pretty good. So, I don't know.
Ozzy Osbourne said that he's going to be there.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you plan on going in? Well, yeah, okay. Hook me up. Yeah, I mean, my camera's on. You can see what I look like. I'm just as big in person. But I'll be riding the scooter. So, yeah, that scooter's fast too. I got yelled at in Walmart to slow down. I was whizzing along with it one day, and the manager come up to me and said, "Please, sir, slow down. You're going too fast." You know, so I think it was a liability thing. They didn't want me to hit somebody, you know, and they're get sued for allowing me to take my own scooter inside Walmart or some shit. I don't know, but so I slowed it down till he went around the corner. Then I sped back up. You know, so there we go. Anyway. Have you guys got anything to say? Because there's not much happening this end, so we might end this one early. I was lost this morning without Caliber Corner on Saturday morning. That was a mainstay.
He's doing Thursdays now, right?
What? He's doing Thursdays now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday morning without Travis was kind of rough.
Yeah, it was.
It was weird.
It was. I had to, I mean, because normally what I do is I'll listen to it while I'm getting all this set up, looking for my questions for my quiz and setting up the pages and all that kind of good stuff, getting everything ready. So I sit there and listen to it while I'm doing that. And this morning, not that it was bad, but I listened to last night's Daily Gut show.
Yeah, I did too.
You know, that's what I listened to this morning. So while I was doing it. So, you know, which it was a good show. You know, but I still miss Caliber Corner. So there we go. All right. So I'm going to wind this down. We've been going an hour. Normally we last an hour and a half, 2 hours, but I said I know now the weather's getting nicer. There's less and less people around because they're out doing stuff, and I don't blame them. You know, it's sort of picking 3 o'clock Eastern. The reason when I originally started this is because I couldn't. I was housebound, you know, and so I wasn't going anywhere. So, but I'm going to keep it. If I ever change it, I'll let you guys know, you know. But I don't think I will ever change it. But if I'm going somewhere on a Saturday, I will, you know, let you guys know that I'm either going to do it later that night or not do it at all this week. But that's very rare that happens. So, but it might happen at the end of the month when I go to the NRA. I was going to do some live streaming from there, but I ain't going to be able to now. You know, because I don't have 1,000 subs. No.
All right,
anyway.
Well, you hear that, everybody? Share Rick's channel so that way we can get him to 1,000 subs so we can get those videos.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if any of you guys, anybody likes this chat, like what they heard or seen, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. So, anyway, David, any plugs or shout-outs?
Yeah, go check out Patriot in the Dark's channel and check out his Defend Liberty project and check out his last Every Second Matters video. See if the guy will engage. You know, obviously, if you want somebody to talk to you, you got to talk to them like you'd want to be talked to. So don't attack the guy. Just, see if he'll engage in conversation with you. And as always, make sure you tune in Wednesdays at 7 for Rick's Life as I See It, Shooting with Disabilities.
Okay. Muscle Dog, any plugs or shout outs?
Well, first, thanks for having me. Yeah, if you guys are interested in dog stuff and dogs and guns and how to get your dog ready for prep and stuff like that, come on over to muscledogmafia.com. Check out our book. We have a book, Pound for Pound, Building Healthy Athletic Dogs. It's how I try to raise money to go around to visit shelters and do stuff like that. And while you're at it, if you really want to help support and grow the 2A movement, then I recommend you guys check out Yankee Marshall's gun project, his pistol project. He helps give away firearms to 2A enthusiasts and people who simply can't afford to have a firearm but want one to embrace their rights and protect their families. So check that out too. Thanks for having me, Rick.
No problem. I appreciate you being here. Also, talking about that, besides doing that, I think he's doing a veteran giveaway gun now too, to a veteran that is falling on hard times. So,
yeah, it falls through the same project. He picks one veteran and one non-veteran.
Okay. All right. All right. I want to thank you all for being here. And I said, I really do appreciate it. I believe, I don't know if he's doing one today, but normally G-Webs does a Minuteman University.
Yeah, he's got it posted right now.
He normally does that on Saturdays afternoons. I think he starts around 5. I don't know if he's going to start early or not today.
Yeah, he just posted it.
Oh, he's up and running?
I don't know if he's live right now, but he just posted the video.
He's going to do one. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's where everybody can go after this. I'm not, and somebody says I'm bailing. I'm not really bailing. It's just that I'm running out of stuff to say, to be quite honest with you. And it's, I can talk for an hour, and I have been. Hey, some weeks this happens. Other weeks we can go on and on and on. So I want to say thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. And somebody in the chat, I can't remember who it was, told me to look up a new channel, or a channel where he was the blind guy who was a gun expert and a Star Trek fan. I can't remember the name of him.
I think that was Unknown User that posted that.
If it was Unknown User, can you email it to me, please? I would appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I'm going to sign off now, so I want to say goodbye and thank you all for being here, and I will see you on Wednesday. But don't forget, name of my last video that I posted. Not live session, last video that I posted. And it was only a few days ago. That's the quiz. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. All right. Talk to everybody later.